Hello there, in this video we're going to start building our homepage for our project, so let's go.
Okay, first of all, let's just grab all of these cards, press Shift A and put them inside a frame. Let's just grab this heading and let's just Shift A on it and mark it as heading. Let's set it to fill for now. Okay, so that's done. Okay, and let's make sure that container is 1440 wide, so that's good. Just looking at this top section, let's do 24 pixels top and bottom. So let's just do that, 24, 24, so that tightens that up a little bit. Let's just go up here, let's click on the home page. Let's just quickly turn on the columns again. Okay, let's just adjust the space between, let's do it to 32 for now. Let me just check that all of these are set to fill, which they are now, so then they nicely align with the grid. Okay, that looks good. Let's go back up. Just quickly turn off the grid again to just hide that for now. Let's just take one of these cards out. Let me option click and drag. Let's just bring it out a little bit. Something seems a little bit off here with the image. I wonder if that's why. Yeah, we need to make some adjustments here to the image because it's not set to fill, it's set to hug. So it's kind of adding this weird spacing on the right hand side, whereas if I set it to fill, it then corrects that, and then we have 16 pixels all the way around. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just take a copy of the image out and let's bring that out. And let's think of a style we can use for these images for the different courses. Okay, let's start by detaching the color. Let's click on the fill. Okay, let's click on the fill, which is just here. Let's change this to gradient. And now let's change this so this color uses the library color of Sapphire 500. Let's change the bottom color and let's change that to Sapphire 50. Let's go into our plugins and let's use a plugin called UI Faces. And let's just go in here. Okay, so let me just click on the side. Okay, and let's click to use some of these profile pictures. So let's select this one. Let me click off this one. Let's click off again. Let's use this one. And last of all, let's select you right there. Okay, so let's close that down. All right, so to begin with, everything does need to shrink down a little bit. So let's just hold Shift. Shrink these images down a little bit. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so let's click on our actions and let's go here. I'm going to use the AI remove background. So I'm going to click on that. You're going to get the images flashing back at you. Okay, and as you can see, AI has done a great job in removing the backgrounds. So let's close that out. Let's take the first image here and let's pop it near to this section. Scale it down a little bit more. Let's put it in and let's just see, so image, let me just attach the image for a moment and let's just make sure this goes inside. I think we've got an auto layout on as well, so let's just remove, there we go, remove auto layout. Okay, if I click on the image and also tick clip content, so that stops the image from bleeding outside of this image shape that we've created. Let's just scale up a little bit, let's bring it down into the corner, just scale it just enough. Okay, let's just take it up tiny bit more. Okay, perfect. I think that looks good. It looks professional. Let me just option click and drag and let's do the same for the other profile pictures. Okay, there we go. We've got some different images that we can use here. We can look to amend the course headings and the content in a second. Let me just grab all of these. Let's Command C. Let's go back to the UI kit and let's see. Yep, we're on the card page. Let me just paste them in just over here. Okay, so I've pasted in the images here on the left hand side. Let's just bring them over a little bit closer. Let's just go in and let's change the style of these cards. And let's just detach that, click into here, change it to a gradient. And let's take our first color, which was Sapphire 500. Take the last one, which was Sapphire 50. So let me just change that gradient so it appears top to bottom. So I want Sapphire at the top. Let's do the same here. Click on gradient and let's just rotate that gradient round. Okay, let me just take a copy of one instructor. Let's drag them onto the page. Let's just duplicate this section. Let's just call this instructor images. Let's pop that image in there. Okay, let's grab the remaining images and let's paste them in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've just made the images consistent so they're all in the same size. Let's select all of these images. Let's just rename them as well. So we'll just give them numbers for the moment. Okay, so let's click up here on the dots. Let's click multiple components and let's combine as variants. And that's that done there. Press Shift A to create an auto layout. And let's just apply some variables. Okay, let's give this component a name. So underscore instructor. I think that should be okay. Let's rename that property to instructor number. Okay, let's Command C on the first one. Let's go up here and let's press Command V. Let's pop her into that image frame. Okay, let me just press Shift A on the overall component. Let's go in here and let's set this to fill. Okay, and let's just get this image positioned a little bit better. Okay, just for the moment, I'm just going to go into here, click on the image, click up here on Ignore Auto Layout, and let's just drag her down into the corner. Let's click back on that small variant and let's clip the content. Go back in again. Just move her down ever so slightly. Okay, what I might actually do is I might just get another image because this person's head is cut off in a bit of a straight line. So let me just go back into here, UI faces. Let's just see if we can use this dude. Okay, AI, remove background. Right click, flip horizontally. Let's adjust it down. Okay, Command C. Go in here, Command V. Let's move him in. Okay, let's try that again. That is better. Let me just go in, just align him. Okay, so now let's cycle through these images and hopefully they're going to sit in a good enough place. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's good. I think they all sit in a good place. Let me delete these. Let's delete those images there. Let's go in here. Let's press Shift A actually and set an auto layout. Let me just add some spacing variables as well. Okay, so let me just adjust the top and bottom so we've got a little bit of space on here as well. Okay, that's better. Okay, for now, let's go with that. Let's just collapse that, lock the layers. Let's go into our libraries, click on Publish, and let's just add some notes. Okay, let's click Publish. Okay, so those changes are now published in our UI kit. Let's go back to the designs. Let's click in here and let's go to Assets, go to Libraries, click on the card, and as you can see, those are the updates side by side. So the current one and the updated one. Let's click on Update. Close that down. Okay, so now our new images are in there. I think there's another improvement we could do here in the UI kit. So if I go into, let's see, let's go into the main component. Let's unlock that. Okay, let's click on the component properties. Let's click on the plus and let's go nested instances. And let's do image and let's tick that. Now I'm hoping when I option click and drag an instance out, okay, so I can select the different variant sizes, but that is not what I want. So let's go in here. Let's see if we can surface this a bit more. Okay, let's add instructor to that. And let's bubble this up all the way to the top. Okay, so clicking back on our component, so we've got nested instances, we've got the image here. Now if I click on my card component, I get image, I get the size, and I also get the instructor. So now I can toggle between these different instructors. Let's collapse all the layers. Let's lock this component again. Let's go back up to libraries and let's publish. Okay, I've added some notes, so let's click on publish. Okay, great. Those changes should be live. Let's go back to our designs. Let's click here, click on libraries, click on the card, and nothing visually has changed because it's a nested instance change, but let's click on update all. Let's close this down. Now let's go into our card, and now we have the functionality here surfaced at the top level. So let's change the instructor. So let's do 1, let's do 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, happy with that. Just delete that one off there. Okay, so that looks good. I do want to make a change here again because the image is not using the right amount of spacing here. Let's just go back into the UI kit, just see how this is configured. And let's go into image, let's multi-edit variants. Okay, let's set that to fill. So that's selected all the instances. Let's lock it again, go to libraries. Okay, let's publish those changes. Okay, those changes are successfully published. Let's go back to our designs. I'm going to click on libraries. I'm just going to click on update because that should pull in the change. And there we go. That's already pulled in the changes live. So now if I have a look at the surrounding spacing, that's good. Let's have a look at the other bits of the component. I may need to go back and forth and kind of make these changes. Let me just focus on the enabled state for the moment. Okay, so we seem to have 10 pixels spacing across all of this. Let me multi-select. Let's apply a variable here and let's set it to 8. Let's also use the variables here for the padding. Hopefully that tightens that up as well. Just going to publish those changes. Okay, those changes are published. Go back to my designs. Just going to click on update because I know what the changes are. Okay, let me just inspect and go through this. So around the card, 16. We've got 8 pixels, 8 pixels, 8 pixels, 8, and then 16. Do seem to have this component is got 16 on the left and 8 on the right, and that does not seem correct. Let's go back in. Okay, let's go into pricing, let's multi-select, and let's make sure that's set to fill, and hopefully that will change what that looks like. Okay, let's publish those changes. Okay, back to our designs. Let's click on libraries, just going to click on update. Okay, good. That has, I'm not sure if you just saw it, but it shifted everything across there on the pricing side of things, and now that should have consistent spacing. Perfect. A lot of back and forth, a lot of tweaks, but I think it's worth it now because the component is better, it's more refined, we've got the spacing down, we've got the images, and we've got some further customizations that we can do, which is good. One thing I want to do is just quickly assign some typography variables here to these subheadings, so let me just go ahead and do that. Okay, I think I'm happy with the cards for now. Let's just go with that. I'm just going to click on the home page, and I'm just going to use the eyedropper and press shift and click because I think I want to use a similar color to what the company logos is using as a background, and that should be, let me just double check, yeah, neutral 10. So that should just fade in to everything here nicely.
Okay, that's it for this part of the video. The next part is going to come next week, so like and subscribe, add some comments, and I will see you in the next video.